saw you on that radio show.
I'm very aware of how everything I say gets twisted.
Yeah. You said you were gender fluid, yeah.
Binary, not gender.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you want to explain what that means then? Someone to explain it to me, because I really just don't even know what it means.
No matter how I answer this, I will be told I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, that was an amazing explanation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for clearing that up. Thank you. Okay, I'm here. For all who doesn't know, I just did. I actually got an email the other day saying, "Are you ready for your 10K?" And I was like, "What?" I actually ran at all in like 2.5, like 2 and a bit years. Anyway, it's like my third 10K I've ever done, and it was really difficult because it was literally up coastal paths like that. I'm gonna be like wearing this as a token of appreciation to myself, because I honestly thought I was a goner, but I'm so happy I did it. So what are these little scoundrels up today? So the SACCONEJOLYs, they're back. I know I said they were back last time, but like I said they were back in relation to like they hadn't really left because they were doing live streams. Anyway, so now Jonathan has been toying with the idea. He was toying with the idea, bearing in mind, less than 10 days later, I think it was literally, they lasted 9 days. They lasted 9 days where they weren't on YouTube. The whole point isn't to literally drive them off of YouTube. I said this before, it was like a knee-jerk reaction for them just to disappear. Just keep on giving me whiplash, and I've been saying this in the comment section. I've gotten whiplash like screw my legs feel like lead, but my neck hurts from the amount of twisting and like what is going on. I've got whiplash. Sod the rest of my body, I've got whiplash. Anyway, my point, right, I'm gonna take this off because it's a bit pretentious, really, isn't it? People doing like ultra marathons, and I was like I ain't doing an ultra marathon for anyone. So they left, right, and then they were toying with the idea of bringing their kids back. Like Jonathan, I'll flag it up, Jonathan said, "Oh, I've been getting so much flack from going, should we come back?" And it's like, okay, so this whole thing is just absolutely ludicrous to me, because they literally didn't even last 10 days. They didn't even stay away for 10 days. Did they realize, because we know that this is how they make money, like it's just insane. So we're gonna go through like a good few bits of what is actually going on with the SACCONEJOLYs, what they've been doing, like live streams that Jonathan was doing, which is completely pointless because he ended up just coming back anyway. He was just taking so much flack from people, and then he just came back anyway. My honest and true belief is the fact that he took his kids off of the platform so that people couldn't really say anything, like people couldn't say anything else. Basically just wanted to, like, after all these TikToks and people started making commentary on them, they just literally cowered and they just ran away, and they were like, fine, whatever. They ran away and they'd taken everything down, and I actually think that that was because they wanted to double check what was actually on their video catalogue and then put it back up. And the only reason why I say that is because he did actually do an interview. If you guys had watched their SACCONEJOLYs, Jonathan, why I left YouTube,
you know, kind of went along with it until it sort of dawned that we're like, I don't really feel right doing this anymore.
Which is like, we know why you left, like I just don't care anymore. He showed the radio interview, and I thought there was some things in there that was so interesting. He had a go at the guy, for one. Like, he started once again. Do you remember Brendan O'Connor?
That's probably why I was so helpful for him, because I was able to, you know, understand. Yeah, but do you know what I mean? You're asking. So the question, what was he asking you? What you're asking me seems brutal and triggering to me. Brendan, Mike, you can't ask some of those questions.
Like, you allow
the questions I'm asking you
Yeah.
now? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry if that's the case, but I suppose just in terms of just so that you and I don't have a bad experience in very...
Do you remember how annoyed he got for people questioning? As soon as you question him on anything that he's not 100% sure about, he just squirms, and it's just so interesting.
Binary, not gender fluid.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
But, actually, sorry, Jonathan, and but I don't know what the difference is between those two things. Read my book. Okay, but for the people listening, Jonathan, who mightn't read your book, what is the difference between those two things? No matter how I answer this, I will be told I'm wrong. We leave it up to your listeners to establish that for themselves. If they are non-binary, they will know.
In the radio show, so I'm going to break all this down. So basically, you guys would have seen it if you saw his last video about why we left YouTube. Get into all of this. He then He then did that Instagram post saying that, oh, they've bought everything back that the kids actually wanted, like the birthdays and the stuff like that. But then they've also included Edie's journey. They've also included old vlogs that aren't even birthday related. The whole thing stinks. The whole thing stinks, and I knew it would. I knew it would. I've tried to be an optimist, but optimist no more. And I've had a few people in my comment section saying, oh, I thought I thought they'd do, you know, I was trying to see the good in them, I thought they'd do well, but no. And I'm like, yeah, you can't. You get whiplash. The minute you start feeling sorry for them, they whiplash you. The radio show, so if you saw it, I'm gonna like say what I think about that radio show, because I just don't think he should do any form of, he's not very good at addressing the public, people that don't know him. Like, people that don't know him would have just sat there and gone, what? He's saying, oh, it's not right to do anymore. And I don't know when this radio show was like conducted, if it was conducted within those 10 days, which it must have been, because the guy said, have you deleted all of your video footage? Jonathan is just trying to appeal to like a bigger audience to then feel sorry for him, like, oh, bravo, this guy's actually doing the right thing. He's taking his children off of the internet. Within less than 10 days, he then just brings them all back.
But would your kids feature in on Instagram and TikTok?
Yeah, like I don't think there's any, like, you see, there's a big difference between having older children where they're more aware of their presence. You know, it's platforms that are popular with their age groups, and all their friends are like, oh, you should make, you know, so they come to me now.
Just like to make a point about that. Having older kids means that they're more aware of their presence. Didn't Edie even explain that she didn't know what those words meant in that Beetlejuice song? Sorry, they're 9 and 10, or is it? I don't know, either way, they're really young. You don't understand anything at that age. When I was at that age, we were just about being taught about internet safety. Like, you don't know about internet safety. Your brain can't even comprehend that. They know how to work TikTok. Doesn't mean they know how the internet works, do you know?
He says, it's not right to do it anymore. It's just not right. You know, he's always like, I've got a 10-year-old now, and you know, but then he then decides to bring them back anyway. And the most interesting part, it was just very, very, very filler, that whole thing, but the thing that he was saying is, he said, they now come to me asking to film.
You come to me now.
If you actually listen to what he says, now they come to me to ask to film. And it's like, oh, so all these years were they not coming to you? Were you the one literally like stalking them around with a camera? Fitting into that narrative, like, they now come to me. It's like, but all those times they were ever featured, did they not ever want to be on camera? And we kind of know they didn't want to be on camera. That Stacey Edie bit where Edie's asked if she likes filming, does she like it? And she says no. They only like TikTok because everyone else their age does TikTok. It's not like, oh, my kids are just so unique. They just love it. They're born to be in the limelight. But no, I wasn't obsessed with apps at that age because they wouldn't have existed. But I was obsessed with different types of tech at that age. Any kid is exciting, especially if everyone else is using TikTok. You want to use it. It doesn't mean that they want to be social media stars, if I'm making any sense there. There's a way for him to take down problematic content and then put back up the things that he wants. But why wouldn't he didn't get rid of the coming out video. My favorite part in the whole thing was when the host said, so you're gender fluid? And Jonathan says, no, I'm non-binary.
Binary, not gender fluid.
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry.
What?
And when he's asked to explain what non-binary is, he goes,
But I don't know what the difference is between those two things.
Read my book.
Okay, but for the people listening, Jonathan, who mightn't read your book, what is the difference between those two things?
I no matter how I answer this, I will be told I'm wrong.
like, you can't even explain. You have a go at other people for questioning or not saying something right, but then you yourself will not then stand up and be like, this is what it means. Bit suspicious. That's all I'm gonna say. So I believe that he basically took down the problematic content, and in a way of doing that, he's now drummed up so much hype. Like, if you go back and you look at any of the recent videos, they've gotten more views than some of his other videos were because people are going, oh no, they've left. This is a way for him to drum up hype, and channels like mine aren't really helping in the fact that, you know, I'm talking about them. This is probably exactly what they want because they want their name still mentioned. And yeah, and people are not happy. People are not happy at all. If you actually go on the comment section on their, it was their Why We Left YouTube, their recent upload on YouTube, because the last one they uploaded was like a back in the day vlog, which is so confusing, whatever. But if you actually go and you read some of these comments that are not being filtered through, and I'm going to show you guys probably already know how to do this anyway, but the best way to actually gauge how people really think about a video is to go on and you go on the filter and you go most recent comments, because top comments are ones that have got lots of likes and all of this kind of stuff, and if the video is overwhelmingly negative just in general, obviously they'll filter through to there. But I think what the SJs have been doing is removing a load of comments, because I'm like, there is absolutely no way how they have got this amount of love from this video. So, and I was right, because all you've got to do is go on the filter and then go on to filter comments, and straight away you start seeing all those negative comments coming in, and I'm going to read a couple of them out. Oh, my comment about the cold showers has been removed. Guilty, yes, you pair are a joke and an embarrassment to Ireland. Initially, you said YouTube was no longer for you, and you said you would only be doing podcasts, yet here you are again. I thought, thank God, no more family exploitation stuff anymore. At least it's just you and Anna, but unfortunately I think the majority of subs have lost interest in you, more so with people not knowing they can trust anything you say. This is true, people can't trust anything they say. You even have to go on their Why We Left YouTube, and people say, even their fans are saying, well, I don't really get it, it's a bit confusing, but okay, which is exactly what they said in the coming out video. Exactly what they said. Loads of people were going, Jonathan, I love you, but I don't really understand, but it's fine. If you get a hunch that you don't really understand and it seems like it's a bit fishy, it's because it is. It's not just because you're stupid or you just don't understand. Word on the street is if you're genuine and serious about putting your kids first, then why have you only taken them off YouTube and not all public platforms? That TikTok was absolutely vile, and to blame it on Edie was very lame and unforgivable. You uploaded it, finalised it, edited it, so how can you wrongly blame it on your child? This is true, this is exactly what I said in the last video. You know damn well what those lyrics were. This is why no one takes you seriously anymore. You hardly ever accept full responsibility for your choices and actions. I only hope your kids are far happier now they're not being featured on YouTube anymore. Well, I'm not going to read out your name. They are being featured on YouTube. Don't worry, they realise Anna and Jonathan are not popular without their kids, and that sounds so harsh to say, but they're just not popular without their children. Like, they're just not. They're just not. Anna used to be. She had the style diet, or the diet style, and then she had her own YouTube channel, or she changed it to Anna Saccone. Anyway, she was really good. I actually preferred watching her videos. Some may say she doesn't have a personality. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think that she's just I think she's one of those people that appears quite shy until you get to know her, but she has a very small, like a very close circle. So maybe she's just not very good socially, but I way preferred her videos. As soon as Jonathan started heavily featuring, I was out. Well, you should take them off TikTok, IG, etc. Well, he's not going to. You guys have been repeating the same sentences for close to a decade now. It's boring. They have. They literally have. They have been repeating the same things. If I have to hear Jonathan's story one more time, I'm going to jump out my bloody window. It's ridiculous. Basically, if you want to see any of his comments, you just have to go on filter comments, and then you'll be able to see them, because they're just very, very, very busy, hard at work deleting everything. Yeah, what I just don't understand is why I'm looking at their channel now. What I just don't understand. They say that they don't do child-led content. If that's, and somehow because they don't do child-led content, that makes them like, that absolves all their other issues. It makes them the example of family channels done right. And I get what they're talking about, but at the end of the day, no, like you've exploited your children in other ways, which some may say is more harmful. That's true, like especially with this whole Edie thing as well. Like they have exploited their children's, they've exploited their children in like other ways, not necessarily doing children-led content, which yeah, isn't great, but obviously, you know, obviously they have done it in other ways, and it's just like, I just don't understand. I'm back so soon, and they've put it all back up as well. That's the hilarious thing. They've literally put it all back up. They've realised that they need YouTube. And can we like just let that all sit in for a second? Can you imagine because I'm just so unbelievably thankful that my income does not depend on YouTube. We'd be completely normal even if YouTube ended, it wouldn't affect. But these people rely on YouTube. Can you imagine relying on public opinion? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine relying on public opinion to fund your lifestyle? They live way beyond their means as well, by the looks of it. They live this really extra life with these amazing cars, amazing house, all of their kids privately educated. You're gonna have to keep on doing YouTube. And they say, Jonathan's like, well, I knew I didn't want to do this forever. It's like, if you want the lifestyle you've got right now, you have to do it forever. And you're gonna lose more and more fans in the process. People are gonna see straight through you, and then what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to get a job like everyone else because you don't have anything else. It doesn't matter what he says now. He can say, oh, well, you know, I've got extra money hidden away. He says that he can retire anytime he wants. No, you can't. Why are you back on YouTube then after doing that? Like, after doing the radio show saying that it's done, like, it's done, we've done YouTube. He even said to Brendan O'Connor that he was done with YouTube, and that was months ago. And he's just, whatever. Anyone who's a massive fan of them, when you see the light, I'll welcome you. Come here. I'll welcome you with open arms, all right? But until then, I just don't know what to tell you. You'll have to come and join us all when you see the light, and we'll all welcome you, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. My throat, I really need to just sit down and like relax like this. So I'm gonna go and do that because I swear to God, I cannot move anymore. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world, and take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next one. Bye.